In your Potter garb, you know the house that you're in, you know you're gonna ask her which house she really belongs to, or any other question that you have. Jesus probably has a question too for her. Yes, he does. He has so many profound questions. So give her all your love, Holland Comic Con, Bonnie Wright! It's a long way to the couch, to the sofa, but eventually you get there. Have a seat. Hi. Or yeah, the red one, whichever one. Yeah, whichever.
Hi. How is everyone? Good. Ah, thank you. Have you had a nice day? Have you learned something new? Seen something cool? Yeah, good.
They're very eager.
Yeah, I love it.
They've been waiting all day for this, I think. Well, maybe I should just leave all questions then to them. Let's not pretend that I know anything about anything.
Who has a question?
You make a picture? Did you make a picture? Are you filming? Yeah, and then I came into, yeah, you destroyed it all. There goes the movie industry. Woo.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so questions. I'll try as many as I can. We have half an hour. We do this, yeah.
Hello, Bonnie. I know that from Harry Potter, many actors sneakily snuck like props and stuff at home. Did you keep anything from the movies?
You know what? I didn't, and now I regret it. I heard over the years more and more how many things people slipped away in their bags, but I didn't take anything. I wish I took my wand. I wish I took, it sounds boring, but my Gryffindor robes. And it's not, and maybe some of my very Weasley handmade clothes, but I didn't take anything. So that's my fault. But they were very, I mean, understandably, they were very, made sure, especially with the wands, like every time we had a scene that we had them in, they would like check them in and check them out every time you stepped on and stepped off set, even for a break. So they're very, very precious things. And it also means that when you get to go to places like the studio tour and things like that, the exhibitions, they can have them on display for everyone else. Because if I have them at home, not many people are going to see them.
An empty cupboard. Yeah, we would have had anything.
We would have had them if
Bonnie took it all.
Steal them.
Yeah.
So I'm just so good, you know, I didn't take anything.
Here.
Hi. I have two questions actually.
Yeah.
My first question is, what is your favorite spell?
Reducto is my favorite spell. It's random, not many people know it, but Ginny has a moment in Dumbledore's army where she shows her destructive nature, and I think it's cool.
And my second question is, what was your most awkward scene to film?
Oh,
awkwardness.
You can probably guess. Definitely, it was a lot of pressure knowing that Ginny's character ended with Harry. So I was always definitely very nervous on that first day that we filmed the scene together, the kissing scene. Just because it's very weird when you've known someone for like 8 years of your life to suddenly have to do that. And as you can maybe imagine, a film set is not the most romantic place. It's very sort of functional. There's like a lot of people, a lot of lights. You got to like do things over and over again. So yeah.
Here, many questions here.
Hi. Can you remember what one of the scenes was with the most bloopers?
Ooh, there was a scene. Very simple scene. It was in the Burrows, the Weasley house, and Harry and Ginny are having a moment on the sofa. It's like Christmas time at the Burrows, and Ron is meant to sit down in between us with a tray of mint, like pies, Christmas pies. And very simple scene. Like he just comes in, sits down, and like breaks us up a little bit. Should have taken an hour to film, but it took us hours because every time that Rupert sat down, for some reason, we just like could not stop laughing. So we just laughed and laughed and laughed until we finally were told to be serious and finish the scene.
You kids!
Yeah, stop it!
How do you actually like Harry and Ginny, you as a couple?
Ooh, I wish there were so many more details to their relationship in the book that I just so wish that we got to show in the films. I feel like J.K. Rowling wrote such a lovely sort of relationship that slowly builds in the books, and in the films, to me, there isn't that. They don't give it that time to develop. So I wish we could have made 10-hour-long films, and we could have included like every single page from the books. But I really love them. I love that she is, I guess, so many people in the wizarding world like all want a piece of Harry for some reason, but she's very kind of a loyal person. She's kind of loves him for who he is, not who he's like thought to be in the wizarding world. And I think for him, he like finds such like true love and comfort in the Weasley family that he obviously didn't have himself. So I think that's what really is special for him and the Weasleys. Thanks.
Hi. So I first want to congratulate you on becoming a mother.
Thank you.
And I want to wish you all happiness in the world.
Thank you so much.
Your husband. So I've been following your journey on Go Gently, and I've really enjoyed the book and your YouTube series. So I was wondering if at some point in time you will pick up on that again. If you
oh yeah.
Continue this.
Well, thank you so much for supporting Go Gently, and if you don't know, that's a book that I wrote that came out 2 years ago, and it's all about actions that we can take around the environment and like day-to-day sort of ideas that we can incorporate to be more connected to our earth and like our relationship to it. And yeah, I did the YouTube channel, which I really loved filming. I then obviously was a bit distracted because I had my son, so I couldn't do more YouTubes. And then I actually made a TV show that hopefully will come out later this year, which is kind of similar-ish to the YouTube series, but it follows me and my other co-presenter, and we go on a journey from Los Angeles to Portland, and we visit different people working in sustainability. So I kind of shifted my focus to that TV show, which we've now finished. But maybe, I hope I can return to the YouTube channel because I know that people really loved it. So thank you for watching it.
In the fourth movie, The Jewel Ball, how did you like your dress?
You know what? I did not like my dress. I think I was like, at that age, I think I was maybe 13 or 14 years old, and I feel like anything you put on at that age sometimes can just feel like awkward. And obviously it was very Weasley vibe, so it was like the peachy pinks and greens and frilly, and it had very much clearly been a homemade dress, which I appreciate as a concept, but I did feel very frilly in it and very Weasley in it. You know, and you want to look sleek and grown up when you're 13. But I definitely looked like a little girl. But the Yule Ball scene was so much fun. Like, we did all this training for, we did all this like ballroom dancing, waltzing kind of training, so that was really cool. And then there was a scene that we sadly never got to film, which was Ginny and Neville like breaking out into this really good tango style dance. So we practiced for it and had this amazing dance number, and then they never had time to film it. Like, we ran out of time because it was meant to be this moment where like, oh, suddenly Neville and Ginny, no one's been paying attention to, are actually cool. So sadly we didn't get to do that, but I loved the Yule Ball scene. Thank you.
What was your reaction when you got chosen for the Harry Potter film?
Oh, that's a good question. So I was in the car with my parents and my brother, and we were driving on to go on holiday, and my brother and I were like, Mum and Dad are being really weird this whole journey. They just keep whispering, they're talking, I don't know what they're talking about. And we're like, what's happening? What's going on? And they turned around, well, we pulled over and they turned around and said, well, you actually got the part that you went for. And I was so surprised, and we rolled down the windows of the car and we screamed really, really loud. And I remember exactly like what road we were on and everything. But my brother Lewis, who's a bit older than me, he was actually the person who told me I should audition for Ginny Weasley, because he'd read the first 3 books already that were already out, and he already loved the series. And he's actually kind of, I guess, my original casting director, because he was like, you should go for the role of Ginny. And I didn't know who Ginny was, and I looked up to my brother, so whatever he said, I was like, okay, sounds good. So yeah, thank you for your question.
Hi, I was wondering if you ever tried playing Hogwarts Legacy.
You know, I haven't, and I was speaking to a friend the other day who admitted that he was obsessed with Hogwarts Legacy. I haven't played it. I have played this other game, which now I forget the name of, that you can only play like on your phone. That's it. I was trying to remember it the other day. Okay, so, because Ivana and I did some videos, like a promotional video for it, and so we were like playing it together a lot. Ivana, who plays Luna, you probably remember. But I haven't played Hogwarts Legacy. Do you play it?
Yes.
Is it good?
Also try it.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Do you play it? What's it on? Like PlayStation or something?
I think on PlayStation, but also on your computer. So.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Options.
Hello, what's your favorite Ginny Weasley line?
Well, my favorite line is in the book, which many people like, but it's abbreviated. So most people know it as anything's possible if you've got enough nerve, which is the line. But actually, the beginning of that quote is, when you grow up with Fred and George, you sort of start thinking that anything's possible if you've got enough nerve, which I kind of explains Ginny, really, that like, she's put up with so much, she believes that like, her brothers are just that wild that, you know what, you can do anything. So I think it explains her well.
Hi, I had a question. How was the audition going? So you auditioned for the role. How was everything going? So how was it? What was the place and everything?
Yeah, good question. So as I said, my brother was the one who thought I should play Ginny. So when I first auditioned, Ginny didn't have any, like the line I actually have in the first film when I say good luck to Harry as he goes into platform 9 3/4 wasn't actually in the script that was given to me on the day, that line. So I didn't have any lines to read for an audition. So they actually just got like different random scenes in the script of different characters that I had to read. So I went for 2 auditions. The first one was just with the casting director. And genuinely, my brother and I were like, this will be a fun experience. Like, this is never going to happen, kind of, that was our thought. And then quite a while later, maybe like a month or so later, I was asked to come back, and I met Christopher Columbus, who directed the first 2, and David Heyman, who was the producer throughout the films. And I remember the second audition was at the studios that we filmed, and in the waiting room, also going for auditions, would later then be James and Oliver, who played Fred and George Weasley, and Matthew Lewis, who played Neville Longbottom. So we were actually all in the waiting room waiting to go into our audition on the same day. And I remember just, the only memory I have was going there with my mum and my brother, and I got chocolate all down my t-shirt. But being my mum, she had a spare t-shirt for me to change into. Maybe she already, that's a lesson I can learn as a mother, always bring a spare t-shirt for your child. So yeah, it was like nerve-wracking and scary. I really didn't think I would get the part, so it was all just a whirlwind, yeah. Thank you.
More to the right of you.
If you could have had one magical creature as pet, what would it be and why?
Ooh. What magical creature? I think owls are amazing. They're so majestic and cool. But I do have like a bit of a phobia of flapping wings. I don't really know what that is about, but I love owls. What would it's so difficult. They're all so good. I mean, Buckbeak was so cool. I don't think I would have a 3-headed dog. I mean, like Fawkes, the Phoenix would be pretty amazing. Just to witness that like death and rebirth is pretty cool. Pretty scary if she suddenly just decides it's done with that life. But I live with 6 animals in my house, in my own life. So I'm obviously a big animal lover. I definitely think care of magical creatures would be a fun. Do you have a favorite magical?
I think like I love pygmy puffs and nifflers from.
Oh yeah, niffler. Although they'd be so cheeky, you would probably never see them. But yeah, thank you for your question.
What was your favorite scene in part 5?
In part 5. That's a specific question, I like it. Okay, I probably liked in the 5th film when we go, wait, am I remembering it correctly? Is that when we all go to the Ministry of Magic? Like Harry, Ron and Hermione, even though it's a really sad scene because I love Sirius Black, but the scene when we're all in the room and the Death Eaters have like got us, that was a really dramatic scene, and it felt like this really cool moment where you get this like expansion of Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and suddenly Neville, Ginny, and Luna kind of join in with them, and I really liked that, even though it was a very sad day because Sirius Black left. But that was really cool, the Ministry of Magic.
Hello, hi. First I have something to say and then I have a question for you. My first name is Ginny too.
Cool.
And my question is, what was your favorite character from Harry Potter except Ginny Weasley?
You know, my favorite character was Hagrid. I love Hagrid. I feel like he's the soothing, like, uncle you always want, and I feel like he always, like, Hogwarts without him just wouldn't be like a safe, cozy place. Like, I know Dumbledore brings the safety and the wisdom, but I think he brings the like friendly, soothing kind of thing. And his like love for creatures that other people fear or think are like ugly or whatever. I love that idea. Like, he sees beauty and like cuteness in the scariest things. Sophie?
There is a ship named Wolfstar, Sirius Black, and Remus Lupin. Do you ship Wolfstar?
Do I ship it?
Yes.
What does it have?
It's like thinking two characters can be together.
Oh, I got you. Do I agree with it? So what are the two characters?
Remus Lupin and Sirius Black.
I mean, yeah, I would. That's definitely could be real, or like potential. It would maybe make sense. Also kind of cool because they both, you know, when the moon comes, they become their little animal selves.
Hi, I've got more of a serious question. As a young actor, were you prepared for the characters that died during the movies?
Ooh, probably not. I mean, I guess you always knew that it was like make-believe in the sense that it was knowing that I saw the actors right after their death scene, that they were still there. It helped me to understand that it was storytelling. But I feel like most of the characters that we lose happen later on. Like, there's not as many deaths in the first few, in terms of like the characters we love that die. So I feel like by the time characters were like dying, I was older, so I understood it more. But doesn't mean that they were happy moments. I found the hardest things were like ones watching them that I wasn't part of the scene. Like when Dobby died, that was the worst day ever. Yeah. So thank you.
What was your favorite movie to film?
Oh, that's tough. Even though I pretty much lay on the floor the entire time of filming The Chamber of Secrets, playing dead, that was a really cool film for me because suddenly Ginny's role becomes a lot more significant. But I remember being every day like, maybe I'll wake up today and Harry will come save me today. Because I literally just lay there like pretending to be possessed by Tom Riddle. So yeah, thank you.
Here, then in the middle. I'm trying to move the other way, but there's so many questions all around me. We'll see how far we go.
Hi from Australia, and were you surprised about how popular the movies became?
Oh wow, well hello from so far away. I guess when they first had the books out, before they even made the films, they already knew there was definitely like a fandom around it. But I definitely don't think any of us realized how massive it would become. And I think what blows me away more even than them being big when they came out is the fact that we are, I can't do maths, but we're, 10, 15 years since we filmed the films, and I meet kids who were not even born when we were making the films, or I mean like 6-year-old Harry Potter fans. So I think what more blows me away is the fact that like new generations and generations just love the series, and I think it's a testament to how good the stories were and how well they were written. And they're quite timeless films, I think. Like, I think because they're so believable, you feel you're in a new world, that they stand the test of time, if that makes sense. But yeah, it still surprises me. I mean, look, we're all here and we're all talking about Harry Potter still.
Hello, my question is, what would Bonnie today tell pre-Harry Potter Bonnie prior to going into
Oh, that's a good question. I often think about that, but I think in a way, not knowing what was ahead is a good thing, in the sense that when I was 9 years old and I was first cast in the film, I think I was very present to what was happening, because when you're young, you're like just less self-aware and you're more just really present to the experience. So I think I loved that I like didn't really know the context of how big it would all become, or even at that time I didn't really know, because the books hadn't come out, I didn't even know where Ginny was going with her character. So in a way, I don't know if I would say anything. I think I would just have fun and stay present to the moment even more, and be grateful for the experience. But I think I quite liked that I didn't know, because yeah. But thanks, that's a good question.
Hi. Okay, so first of all, I want to thank you for being in Harry Potter films and like for making and helping exist. I was wondering, how did it feel to finally film the last scene of the last movie?
Oh. Well, it is my honor to be in the Harry Potter films, thank you. It was so sad. I was really sad. It was very surreal too, because I think you think the day was always gonna come, the final scene was gonna come, but you never thought it would really happen. I don't know how to describe it, and ironically what we filmed last was the last scene, which is the epilogue, you know, when we're like back on the train station platform with our children. So that was also just really weird, because it was quite being aged to be, you know, in our 30s. And full circle for me, like my first ever scene was on platform 9 3/4, my last ever scene was on platform 9 3/4, so it felt really special. But in a way, it didn't really hit me till months, maybe years after filming, that I was like, oh my god, that's it, that I'll never be back on those sets, like I can never recreate that moment. So yeah, it was a bittersweet. I think everyone was really ready and excited for the next like chapter of their life, but definitely sad for it to finish. So thank you.
What is your favorite ship?
My favorite scene?
The two people that should be together.
Oh, sorry, I'm learning my new lingo.
It's that ship thing.
A ship, okay. In the Harry Potter world?
Yes.
Oh, I've never even thought about it.
And is a ship something that is already, people who are
no,
already
it's
couple,
making
just
it up,
making
right?
one up?
Can be both.
Can be both, yeah.
Oh, it can be both.
Yeah.
Well, because I love Hagrid, as I told you, I do love, what's her name? The lady who plays in the Yule Ball scenes, who's like the giant. Does anyone remember her name? Madame Maxime, that's it. That was really sweet, and I feel like that should have like continued or something. I didn't really get enough of that. Hagrid and his like trying to brush his hair to the side, get all ready. It was cute.
Who is your favorite co-worker from Harry Potter?
Oh, that's so hard. I mean, I have very, very fond memories with all my Weasley family, because I felt, you know, I didn't get to only be at Hogwarts and have my Gryffindor team, but I also got my Weasley family, and they were really special to me and close to me. I was always so grateful. Julie Walters, who obviously plays Mrs. Weasley, Molly Weasley, was so sweet to me on my first day of filming. She clearly saw I looked totally lost and like unsure of what to do. She really kind of held my hand and like was a real mum type figure to me, and made me feel relaxed and like I should be there and everything was good. Yeah, and my favorite set is the Burrows, the Weasley house, so I feel like, yeah, my favorites are the Weasleys, but I can't choose one because that's too hard.
No choices made. 2 more questions, because we might do hundreds of questions.
Okay,
that's
sure.
all the time we have.
From the books, which one do you like the most?
That's a good question. So my favorite book is The Order of the Phoenix, because I love the Order of the Phoenix, and I love all the like
order of the pages.
Yeah, all the order, because I love all the aura characters. Like I always thought it'd be amazing to be as talented to be one of those. So I love all the characters that made up that. And I don't know about you, but if they were to make, I know they're making the TV show of Harry Potter, but my show that I want them to make, which I think you'll agree with, are all those characters and their previous life, like when they're like Harry and Ron and Hermione's age, or maybe in their young 20s, when they're being these like, you know, standing up for good, and they're kind of all clubbing together as these magicians. I wish that was the story. Anyway, that's my
And the
personal
final
piece.
question then for today.
Okay, hi, what was your favorite scene to film in all of the movies, and why?
Oh, well, like I said before, it was definitely the Chamber of Secrets. It was probably my favorite scene, even though I was lying dead for most of the time. But other scenes I liked. There was a great scene that I loved that kind of was like loosely, not quite in the books, but it was a moment where the Death Eaters come around and they surround the burrows and they kind of like try and burn the burrows down. And we're like, Harry and Ginny like run out and we're like being chased through these reeds, like a swampy thing. I remember just liking that scene because it was just very high energy and dramatic. And we shot it at night, which always gives like a different energy to something when you're actually filming it in the middle of the night. But anyway, I wish I could answer everyone's questions, so sorry it has to be short, but I really appreciate all your great questions, and just for being here, I really appreciate it.
They already appreciate all the time they had with you in the Q&A.
Thank you so much.
Bonnie Wright!
Bye! Thank you.
I'll let you go back to your child. Bye. Thank you very much, Bonnie Wright!